Today's topic is the levels of organization, which means how all the living beings in the world are organized and what they are made of. First comes the cell. All living beings in the world have a basic unit called the cell, whether it is a plant, algae, animal, or fungi. All these living beings are made of cells, but the cell itself is made of organelles. Now, what are organelles? They are structures found inside the cell, meaning structures within the cell are called organelles. For example, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and nucleus, all these are organelles, meaning all these together make up a whole cell, which includes the cell wall, cell membrane, and mitochondria. But the organelles themselves are made of molecules, meaning molecules combine to form organelles. Molecules are a combination of atoms, and we can also call them molecules because molecules themselves are made of atoms. An example of a molecule is water, glucose, DNA, proteins, or lipids. All these are molecules. As I have told you, molecules themselves are made of atoms. Now, what is an atom? An atom is the smallest part of an element, the smallest particle of an element, and it is called an atom. For example, we have hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, and carbon. All these are atoms, but an atom itself is made up of subatomic particles, meaning those particles that together make up a whole atom are called subatomic particles. Now, how do subatomic particles make atoms? For example, electrons, protons, and neutrons are the particles inside an atom, and they together form the atom. I have just told you about the cell, but what is the cell itself made of? Organelles. This I have explained, but cells themselves combine to form tissues. How do tissues form? A group of cells that perform a specific function. We call it tissue. For example, we have xylem, nervous tissue, connective tissue, phloem. All these are examples of tissues that have a specific function, not any other function. The tissue itself combines to form an organ, meaning a group of tissues that perform a specific function is called an organ. For example, we have the liver, intestines, and lungs. All these are examples of organs. Friends, the organ itself, organs combine to form an organ system, meaning a group of organs that all together perform a specific function. How do they perform a specific function? Look, I just told you about organs, the liver, intestines, and stomach. All these organs together form the digestive system, which helps in digestion. The second is the respiratory system, which includes the lungs, alveoli, trachea, and nasal cavity, etc. All these things together form the respiratory system. The third system we have is the nervous system. What is included in it? It includes the brains, spinal cord, and nerves, meaning all these things together form the nervous system. Friends, the organ system itself combines to form multicellular organisms, meaning the whole living being is formed when different organ systems combine together, and then a whole living being is formed. For example, humans, dogs, and earthworms. All these are examples of multicellular organisms. Friends, now we come to species. What are species? Species are very similar. They are living beings that interbreed among themselves, meaning with those like themselves. For example, humans interbreed with humans, dogs with dogs, and honeybees with honeybees. Friends, species combine to form a population. Now, how is a population formed? Look, when the same type of living beings are present in one place at the same time, meaning the same species are present in one place, we call it a population. For example, the population of humans means that the same type of living beings are present in one place. Friends, the population itself combines to form a community. Now, how is a community formed? When different populations are present in one place at the same time, we call it a community. In a population, there are the same kinds of living beings, but in a community, there can be different kinds of living beings. In fact, there are, and we call this a community. The community itself combines to form an ecosystem. Now, how is an ecosystem formed? A place where both living and non-living things are present, meaning a community where living and non-living things are interconnected. We call this an ecosystem. For example, we have a pond ecosystem. It includes animals, grass, water, sunlight. All these things are in relation to each other. So this is an ecosystem, which we call a pond ecosystem. The ecosystem itself combines to form the biosphere. Now, bio means life, and sphere refers to the globe, the earth, meaning this globe of the earth, where all the living beings of the world exist. All these living beings together form the biosphere. Now, if I summarize the entire lecture, the summary would be that all the living beings in the world are made up of subatomic particles. Subatomic particles combine to form atoms, atoms combine to form molecules, molecules combine to form organelles, organelles combine to form cells, cells combine to form tissues, tissues combine to form organs, organs combine to form organ systems combine to form multicellular organisms. And the multicellular organisms, we call them species. Species combine to form populations. Populations combine to form communities. Communities combine to form ecosystems. And finally, ecosystems combine to form the biosphere. Now, question of the day. What is the name of the largest gland in the human body? If you think you are genius, you can comment below.
If you would like to watch my other lectures on topics such as the lungs, kidneys, liver, brain, or eyes, visit my channel to watch my other videos.